Digital Show. Woo! You like that jingle? Literally just made that up in my head just now. Today we have so much to cover. I don't know if we're gonna cover it all today. There was Apple's WWDC. I think there's like new graphics cards. I think we have E3 that we're probably gonna talk a lot about today. And we'll just talk about whatever we're gonna talk about. So join us, why don't you? Hello, Doobie. We're waiting on our other guest, our other host here, but he should be here shortly.
Yeah, what up?
So I've been playing in this Path of Exile Gauntlet, which started a couple days ago, and man, is it ruining my mental health. It is so fucking difficult, and I don't know if it's good for me to continue playing. I might end up with a bullet in my brain in a video game. Not fun times, but if you guys play Path of Exile, this has been super fun. Shout out to everyone who put the gauntlet on. And yeah, I've already ripped 3 times. Not that good with these extra damage mods that they put on. But anywho, what's up with you? Have you been playing anything new? There was like a bunch of new games. I don't know about a bunch, but a few new games.
I started the Yuffie DLC and then I finished the Yuffie DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate on the PS5.
So what is it? I don't know what you're talking about.
So the Final Fantasy VII Remake got the PS5 upgrade.
How is that? Is it 60 frames? I know they fixed the doors, right?
They fixed the door. I haven't played the PS5, I haven't played the remake yet. Well, what I did play was the DLC they released. That was the Yuffie DLC. Which is a 2-chapter DLC that is PS5 only. It was $20. But I played it and that is running 60 frames per second, or you can do performance for 60 frames, or you can do graphic, which pushes the 4K instead of the 60 frames. But I went for performance, and it plays fucking awesome. I really had a good time with the DLC. It's about 6 hours long, and I did all the little side stories, side quests they had in there. There was like a cool little mini game. I completed that. The combat system's fun, but you only control Yuffie because you have a second party member with you who he's AI controlled, and you can't take active control over him, but what you can do is you can issue him orders. And then they have this synergy where if you hit the L2 button, Yuffie and Sonon, who's the other character, will start doing attacks together when you press the attack button. But really fun and actually kind of challenging. I forgot how to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I haven't played it in so long. But it ran great. The story they're telling was really interesting. And then as a neat little teaser, I'm not going to spoil anything, but when you beat it, they give you essentially 3 post-credit scenes, which is definitely teasing the future of what's coming in Remake 2.
That's cool. How much is it?
$20.
Is it worth it? It's kind of
if you really like Final Fantasy VII Remake and you really like the characters and you really want to play it, I would buy it.
If not,
I personally had a good time with it. I really liked it.
What if you just liked the game, but you don't really give a shit? Like me.
Then I wouldn't get it.
Okay.
Or I would wait till it's on sale or it comes as a combo or something if you don't already own Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Because there's a combo, but it's $80 because it's the 60 for the game and 20 for the DLC. But if you can get that combo for like 40 in a few months when PS5s are more readily available and you don't own Final Fantasy VII Remake, then I'd say go for it.
I don't know if you have the stream up, but if you can see the difference between the doors here, these 2 screenshots.
Yeah, you can.
That is so awesome.
So yeah, it takes place. Yuffie's DLC takes place in between Cloud falling after the Sector 5, after Reactor 5 blows up, and pretty much ends where they drop the plate on Sector 7. That's the time frame of where Yuffie's DLC takes place in. So you can explore some of Sector 7, and I did go look at the door. And yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
The sky looks great. Everything looks... takes place. I'm really excited for when they push the boundaries in Remake Part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for all the next. I mean, I'm gonna pick up Ratchet and Clank probably tonight. I'm probably gonna
I'm
start
going
downloading it tonight.
to. My backlog is so
It
filled right
literally
now.
looks incredible. Like, I mean, we saw the trailers, and the trailers were great looking. We were kind of like, is it really gonna look like this? It looks better than the trailers. Like, it literally looks like a DreamWorks fucking movie. It looks incredible. I'm gonna play some video here. What were you saying?
Oh, I'm like my backlog is so big right now that I'm actually going to wait until it probably goes on sale for like the 40 or 30 to pick it up, just because I'm not gonna have a chance to play it anytime soon. And it's only, I believe, a 15-hour long game, which is not a surprise for like those kind of platformers.
Yeah,
But for a
that's
15-hour
really
experience
short.
that I am not planning on playing immediately, I'm gonna wait until it probably just drops in price and then I'll pick it up.
Man, look at the graphics. It looks insanely good. It's crazy. Insomniac is just ripping these games, man. They're really killing it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick this up. I'll let you know how it is. I'll probably download it tonight. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but I'll end up probably playing it sometime this week. It looks really good and looks fun. I mean, I love the original. The original is PS2, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So Ratchet and Clank, I heard this conversation earlier on. I can't remember where I was listening to it, but it was like during the PS2 era, you were either one of two crowds, and I was a Ratchet and Clank crowd because I know this. But you were either Ratchet and Clank or you were Jak and Daxter.
I like them both, man. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean there are people that like them both, but most of the time you were either one or the other. And I definitely didn't really play the Jak series. I played a lot of the Ratchet and Clank series up until the PS3. Mainly because I didn't own a PS3 until college when my roommate had one.
Yeah.
And even then, I didn't play any of the Ratchet and Clank games.
You know, I was a bigger. I would say I was probably a bigger Jak and Daxter fan. I have more memorable moments of that. I don't really remember the Ratchet and Clank story too much, but I did like them both. They were both pretty good platformers.
Yeah, they made a ton of Ratchet and Clank games, like especially the PS3 had a bunch of them. And then
Did they? I didn't know that.
They did the 2016 remake, which was more of a movie version because it was they made the movie and then they did the game that was a remake, but it was based on the movie. That got kind of weird, but this one, Rift Apart, it doesn't take that one into canon. It pretty much picks up from where the PS3 games left off.
Yeah. Man.
Which I think is a good choice.
Also,
and apparently,
go ahead.
I was saying, apparently the story, like they do a really good job of introducing the established characters to the people who are playing it for the first time.
Yeah, man, like Insomniac, like playing the Spider-Man remake with the ray tracing makes a huge difference. And this one, I mean, I was watching the Digital Foundry version and they were showcasing the ray tracing, and it's locked at 60 for the most part with ray tracing on. You can turn it off, but they say there's really no point because you're not losing any performance with ray tracing on. And it's just really impressive how well they can just like pump out these games with this type of technology. It's really cool. I'm excited. It looks pretty cool. What else has come out? I know you were playing Guilty Gear, right?
So fun story about Guilty Gear.
Is it new?
It came out. It came out on Tuesday, and then it came out on Friday officially. Well, officially, but so I had the deluxe edition, which I can like show off the steelbook. But unfortunately, as you can tell, I have no disc in here because I have a fight stick that only works on PS4. So the way that the PS5 works is their stance on controllers are only officially licensed controllers can work on the PS5, even if they work on the PS4. Like even if you're non-officially licensed. So take for instance the Quanba Obsidian fight stick that I have, just over in the corner. That works. I can play my PS5 fighting games on the PS5 with that. But my Hitbox, my cross-up from Hitbox, is not an officially licensed controller. So if I plug it in to play Guilty Gear Strive on the PS5 using the PS5 disc or the PS5 digital, it will tell me controller not supported.
Hmm.
However, if I were to play the Guilty Gear Strive PS4 version on the PS5, it'll work fine. Whatever reason they let you still use it for PS4 games on the PS5 because official license. Sony wants you to pay them money. The only thing that stops them from being official license is the company paying Sony the money to go, hey, we would like a license.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing stopping them from allowing these controllers to work.
Do they
Which
plan on
is,
buying
in
this
my
license?
opinion, well, no, God, no, they don't have that kind of money. They're a small company. They're not like a Quanba. I mean,
how
heck,
much is the license?
even I don't think even Hori works. But who knows? I mean, you saw how much they could charge for crossplay. But I
How
mean,
much?
in my
I don't
opinion,
remember how much was crossplay.
it's if you look up the tweets from Randy Pitchford, he went into it from Gearbox. So that's the reason why he said that Borderlands 3 was dropping crossplay support. They didn't want to pay Sony any more money. They dropped crossplay from the PlayStation, but I think Xbox and PC still works. But yeah, so long story, trying to condense it. I played Guilty Gear using the Quantum Obsidian because I had a PS4 5 physical copy. The PS5 physical copy does not come with a PS4 digital version. Say you were to buy a PS4 physical copy, it will come with the PS5 digital upgrade using the disc as a key, right? So that way you can't download the digital version and then trade or sell your physical copy. You still need it to play the PS5 digital version. But it doesn't go vice versa. There is no downgrading. And as much as I like the Quantum Obsidian, it's not the controller I want to use. So I had to rebuy the game on PS4. So I had to double dip to get the PS4 version. And I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, that's
in my opinion, it's extremely anti-consumer as well as anti-accessible from Sony, and I won't hold back on that. A lot of these controllers that are especially accessibility controllers, and you've seen like the accessibility controllers that like Microsoft likes to talk about, they're like any of those for the PlayStation, they're not officially licensed, so they don't work. So yeah.
Yes.
Other than that, though, as far as the game goes, Guilty Gear Strive is fantastic. Very fun game. The netcode is twofold. The rollback netcode in matches is phenomenal. I've only had like one match where it was unbearable. And it wasn't even like the fact that it was the rollback. It was just this person's connection was so bad, even rollback couldn't save it. Like it was just horrible. And then you've got the server netcode, which is the online lobbies, which are still pretty bad, but they did go through maintenance and they said they're adding more servers. So hopefully that helps a little bit, but I've had some issues. There's been some freezing. There's a tower system in the ranked where if you play well enough, you move up the tower. There's 10 floors. And the way that it works is you can challenge any floor above the floor you're ranked in, but you can't go back. So if I'm ranked in floor 8, I can challenge floor 10, 9, and 8, but I can't challenge floor 7. It's to keep the higher skilled players playing with higher skilled players and the lower skilled players because let's be honest, fighting games are fun when you're playing against somebody who has a similar skill level as you are, especially when you're like a casual player. You want to play somebody who's also a casual player. It's not fun if you're just having random matchmaking and you get matched up with like Sonic Fox.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna get my ass
fun.
just beat. That's not fun.
I don't know. So I think it's fun sometimes. I don't know about
it's
all the time.
It's fun to improve and it's fun to win, but it's also fun to improve. And the only way you improve is to play players that you play against, get better than them, and then move up to the next rank where you're like, all right, these guys are now punishing me for doing things. Why am I not advancing here? Let me go into the mission mode and learn. Or this works here, but now it's not working. Why is it not working? That's more of a natural progression than it is to just say, oh, whatever, fuck it, throw you in. You've never played a fighting game before, but here's some of the top pros and you got to play them.
Yeah.
Or this is somebody who plays Guilty Gear 6 hours a day for 5 days a week. Have fun learning. That's like Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like it's just random who you match with. It's not like a ranking system. You know, the lobbies are still bad, but I like the progression system of a tower.
Do they
I
have
think it
like
makes more
a
sense.
gated network thing where it's like if your network is bad, like this level of bad, like they're not gonna
You
get
can
matched up with
so like
people?
they're sort of. It's not on their end. It's more on your end. Where in Dragon Ball and a bunch of other games, you can say to them, "I will only accept matches from people who have a bar strength of this strength of 4 or 5 of their connection." Like that's the only way to kind of filter it. That's the way you gate it. Is you refuse to accept any, and automatically will like only look for people with that kind of connection.
Do you
In
do that?
Strive, it's a little different because it's you're actually going to a station in the lobby and somebody will come up and challenge you. It's not like and there's quick match, but quick match is kind of busted right now. They're working on fixing that. That's where you just sit in training and then you'll just get randomly matched with an opponent. But from what I understand, it just puts you at a battle station in a lobby. You just don't see it because you're in training mode and it's quick matching. Um, but yeah, so it's not really a random like I'm gonna play just randomly whoever's here. If you wanted to try to find somebody, you can actually find somebody and play them if you know what lobby they're in, you know what floor they're on.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to go that route, then there's the parks, which is kind of your free for all. Anybody from skill level can just go to a park and play. That's like your unranked. But even then, that's still battle stations.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the game's great, and DLC's coming out for it. Next month is our first character. August will be the second character. 3 more characters before the end of the year. 2 more stages, as well as story DLC. And PC already data mined it, so I'm not going to say who it is, but I already know who the next 5 DLC characters are.
Very
I don't know
nice.
what order they're coming out in, but I already knew who they are. They leaked the data miners were able to get into the files where the fighters are, like where the playable characters are, where their files are, and they saw files for 5 different characters with initials, and they were able to break it down from there. So they know that it's going to be 2 returning characters and 3 brand new characters. So it's if you're looking for like old characters to come back, it ain't going to be in DLC 1. It'll be in season 2 because that's how it's going to work. What they'll do is, and this is how that works for fighting games. They'll give you that first season. They'll give you new characters, like brand new, never before seen characters. You'll be like, "Oh, that's really cool, shiny new toy." They'll give you a few returning characters to kind of keep you interested. And then in season 2, when the player base is starting to dwindle down, they'll be like, "Hey, yo, you remember this hot character you really liked from the last game that's not here? Well, guess what? They're back." And now your player base is like, "All right, cool, I'm gonna come back for 3 weeks," and then they kind of disappear again. So it's the later seasons where you see these returning characters that you haven't seen in a while, because that's how they get you to come back to play the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and it's fun. Its netcode is absolutely. It's going to be the standard of what fighting games are compared to going forward. Is your netcode as good as Guilty Gears? If it's not, good luck.
Yeah, I'm not too confident that they're gonna be any good.
I
Just
mean,
got
Bandai
the
Namco
bar is set really
don't.
low.
Bandai Namco is really really poor with it. There was an interview with Harada where he was talking about how like, oh, everyone wants a good netcode, but in order to play online, you have to have an opponent, and the internet's really slow. And 15 years ago, Japan was really slow, but we got fiber internet, so we're just waiting for the rest of the world to get fiber before we work on our online. What, bruh? That's not no. You can't assume that the United States is just going to get fiber all over the country like that in 15 years.
Yeah,
Not with the way our internet infrastructure works.
it's never gonna happen.
It's never going to happen. Actually try to implement rollback instead of using bad delay base
Well, why won't they implement
because it's
rollback?
more expensive.
Oh, okay, go figure.
That and stubborn.
How much more expensive could it be?
You got to remember. For them. I don't know, and I'm not going to try to say oh, it's because Japan, but for delay base has never been a problem for Japan because everyone is so close to each other. Like even the farthest reaches of Japan playing each other,
Well, they also just have
it's still
better
a
internet.
decent connection. It's a hell of a lot better than if I were trying to play West Coast on delay based
They just
from
have
where I am.
they have better internet.
They have much better internet, so they've never really had the problem that we have. Where even in the continental United States, if I want to play somebody in the Midwest, I could have a problem.
Yeah.
So rollback is very good for us. And then Virtual Fighter 5 is doing this weird thing where it's delay based netcode, but it's server relay. And the idea of that is so if I were to play somebody in the West Coast, we would actually be playing to a server in the Midwest and it would be relaying. So instead of my inputs being sent to their system and then their inputs being sent to my system, our inputs are being sent to a server and then it's being relayed back, which cuts the delay in half. Which is not a bad idea. It's actually a pretty good solution if you're going to do delay base, is to do a server base, because then you're cutting the delay in half. But rollback, when it's implemented properly, is a lot better. Because if you look at Street Fighter V, they have rollback netcode, but it's implemented so poorly that it's actually worse than delay-based netcode.
Yeah, how much of a difference does it make?
When you're playing online, it can make a big difference. Smash Ultimate has 6 frames on input lag by default. Just by default, Smash Ultimate has 6 frames of input lag before you even connect to your opponent.
I think it's like a 38 frame delay altogether or something.
It depends on your opponent's connection. If you're both playing on Wi-Fi, on
if
Ethernet,
you're
that's
both
not bad.
on,
But if you're both on Wi-Fi, holy fucking shit!
Well, if you're on Wi-Fi, you shouldn't even they shouldn't even allow that. But
have you've played a Smash Ultimate game where you press attack and then it feels like 3 seconds goes by before you do anything?
Yeah, I just get out of those. They shouldn't even allow that.
It's like 180 frames.
Honestly,
no, I don't know what's Ultimate, 30 frames per second probably. So it's 90 frames.
Yeah, it's out of control. But
yeah, so imagine though you're playing any fighting game in which case like you break frame data down. My character's fastest move is 5 frames. It takes 5 frames for when I press the button for the character to do the move, for it to come out. And if you were to add, let's say 6 frames of delay base to it, now it's 11 frames before my fastest move even comes out. And I'm trying to play reaction with it. Let's say the game is 60 frames.
It's really just about consistency. If it's a consistent delay, then it's not too bad. But if it's like erratic, then it becomes a big problem.
That's the thing with rollback, with Guilty Gear's rollback. A lot of people have said it feels like I'm actually playing against somebody locally. That's how well done it is. It actually feels like I'm playing with somebody who's next to me. Yeah. Because you'll notice when people that's one they're bringing with all the vaccine and stuff, they're bringing in-person events back. And it's funny because now the jokes especially for Smash is like, these are people who are good on Wi-Fi, but once they get off of Wi-Fi and play locally, they're trash. Mm-hmm. Because they know the tricks of how to play online. The Wi-Fi warriors.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much that makes a difference, though, to be honest.
At high-level play, it makes a huge difference.
I'd want to see a case of that, an argument. I don't know, because I feel like it's not. I feel like it's a little bit blown out of proportion. Mostly on Smash. I don't know about Guilty Gear and the other ones.
Smash is terrible, twitchy. Just in general, but
it's half like a platformer. You know what I mean? It's not as like. It's not like a Guilty Gear Strive or like a Street Fighter where it's like, literally like 2-3 frames can make a difference.
I mean, they never put it out, but tons of people in the Smash, like in the competitive scene, I don't know how much frame data they calculate themselves because, they don't put that out there. Nintendo's not out here dropping out frame data.
No.
Saying, Cloud's F-Tilt comes out at 5th frame.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
And that's another thing is Tekken put frame data in their training mode, but they charged $5 for it, which was
really?
A lot of people were pissed off at that.
That's awesome.
Guilty Gear doesn't have frame data yet in their training mode, and I really hope they do, and I think they will. And I think it'll be a free update because they're already working on free updates. They had their roadmap
They'll probably just
just
rely
before
on the
launch.
community to put that out there.
One of the coolest things they're doing is a combo maker. So some fighting games have like combo trials. Street Fighter does it, where they kind of give you, hey, here's a trial. This is a really cool combo. Try to nail it. Like try to do this combo, and then you try to do the combo. In Guilty Gear, they've got what they're going to be releasing in the next couple months, a combo maker. So I can make a combo, or I can take a combo that I pulled off in game, and I can upload it for you to try to beat it, for you to try to actually do the combo I did.
That's cool.
And I think that's a really neat concept because what you can do with that is for coaching. When you talk with other people in other discords or on, in other communities and be like, all right, here's a combo I made, see if you can learn it. By the way, here's all the really useful applications of this combo. This is your bread and butter combo, your B&B. This is your punish if Soul misses Viper Vortex, or whatever the heck the move is called, his Shuriken. And I land a combo after that. You can be like, this is the optimal combo to punish that. Here it is. Learn how to do it. And I think that's really cool. So like the old days of trying to like watch a combo and then learn how to do it, you're like, I need to watch it. And then maybe somebody writes it down where they're like, and don't mind me, this is all fighting game speak, but they'll be like, all right, 5P, 6P, 5S, 2K, 236P, 6321456. That doesn't mean anything to people who have never played fighting games. You could write that down to you all you want. It's not going to make any. I mean, yes, it's numerical, so you have to use like a numpad to do those motions. So 236 is your quarter circle forward, but it doesn't explain the timing. Do I have to hold? Like, do I have to wait? I can't just mash this combo. There has to be a point where maybe I have to wait for like 2 frames. A combo maker will let me actually physically like see the combo, and as I'm trying to do it myself without having to pull up 5 different resources, YouTube, a guide. Like, I don't need a chat to help me explain what I'm doing wrong. It's all there. Like the combo maker is going to be a really cool, neat, all-in-one tool for people to learn.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Like, man, Guilty Gear is. I'm very excited for where Guilty Gear is gonna go with some of its stuff. So, if you like fighting games, I'm telling you, and Arxis and Guilty, it's not a new franchise. It's just getting. This is probably going to be their biggest launch. I think on Steam it had more concurrent player base at launch than Street Fighter V and maybe even Tekken did.
Okay.
That's how and that I think that's honestly that's the power of a good netcode. That's been the selling point for a lot of people who've never played Guilty Gear. There are people on like big streamers on Twitch who have never played a fighting game, who tried the beta, and were like, "Oh, I'm totally getting into this."
Nice.
Which is weird that it's getting mainstream appeal. Like Guilty has never been a mainstream game.
No.
It's been around since the PlayStation 1.
I mean, I've known about it. I've never gotten into it.
It's like I compare it to this. It's the fighting game equivalent of a band like the Descendants or like the Melvins. Right? All of the punk bands in the 90s, like the pop punk bands in the 90s, if you ask them who their influences are, they would probably like say the Descendants. I mean, Blink-182 has, Green Day has, but the Descendants were never a mainstream popular band. If you ask a lot of developers of fighting games like what they inspire from, a lot of it will be like Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
But Guilty Gear was the game. It was like it's always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And now it's kind of Guilty Gear's turn to be the bride.
Well, time will tell.
For it.
Time will tell. It seemed like it was like #1 on Steam for a little bit. All right, let's get into E3. Elden Ring is the first thing I want to talk about. This shit looks so good, man. Let's watch the trailer. Let's put the trailer up here for Elden Ring. Have you seen it?
I have. Yeah, I've watched pretty much all of the conferences so far. this was probably the biggest thing to come out of. This was the biggest thing to come out of the kickoff.
Yeah, for sure. And I was like, not really. I don't know. Like I'm excited for it, but I wasn't like super duper like super pumped for it. But now I'm definitely. This looks awesome, man. This
I'm
looks
interested in
awesome.
it. We'll talk. Yeah, like I'm interested in it. But I haven't really played any Dark Souls games with the exception of like Sekiro, which I really loved.
Well, this kind of looks like they're going more that route, but also with like it looks like they're just combining the two because it looks like there is a parry system. Let me get to some of the gameplay here. I don't know.
I believe there's a parry system. There's also the dodge roll.
Yeah, there's. It looks like there's like they're kind of combining the two things together. The art
That I mean,
style they're also kind of combining together, where it's almost like mythical samurai world. It's not completely like gothic like Dark Souls was.
yeah, I had this conversation before because it's like I aesthetically, like for me, Sekiro was really cool and unique and had a lot of color to it, and that's one of the things I noticed. Elden Ring has a lot of color. It looks some of those areas are vibrant. They look really nice.
Yeah.
Um, I was talking to somebody about it where Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I'm like, I don't know the difference. They're both gothic. And then one person was like, well, yeah, Dark Souls is gothic medieval,
Mm-hmm.
but Bloodborne is gothic, like Victorian era.
Yeah, it's
I'm
more
like, so they're both
horror too.
gothic though. I don't. It doesn't look anything different to me because they're both gothic.
This is definitely more like medieval fantasy world. Um,
I mean,
definitely still kind of like similar art styles, but
I'm not saying like Dark Souls and like Bloodborne are muted, but my most memories of
no,
seeing
they
those games
are.
in
They're
action are
definitely muted.
always just really grimy, dark, not colorful at all.
Yeah, it's not. It's scary. Like it's a dark ass world, man. And this one's definitely lighter, and I'm so fucking pumped for it. It looks so
The combat
fucking
looks
good.
really cool.
Yeah, they don't
The
show
bosses look
too much
cool.
in the. Let me see if there's any more.
The horse riding with
I'm
the
wondering if
vertical
it's like
movement.
this like open world kind of thing.
They said it's open. Well, I saw some information. That it's open world. There are 6 areas. Each area is kind of like a dungeon. Each area will not have its own map. There's a ton of
Each
optional
area will
bosses.
not have its own map.
Yep, there will be no maps.
Oh, nice.
Um, they
What
said
the
that,
fuck? Why would they do that? That's so tough.
yeah, and there's going to be tons of optional bosses.
So they're just making a big ass puzzle world essentially, which I'm all for, man. I'm so pumped for this.
I love, and I'm not gonna. I don't know if I don't know if I get any like criticism for this, but man, the shot in the trailer with on the horseback by the broken bridge, I got Zelda vibes.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Dark Souls Zelda, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
I mean,
Kind
I'm
of.
cool with it. I think I think it's a great idea. We'll see how this lore goes, because I mean, George R. R. Martin's writing it, so I'm gonna assume he's gonna want it to be forefront. He's not gonna want to do the From
Yeah,
Software.
it's
Every
never
lore is hidden behind
I like the
everything.
hidden lore stuff because
Sekiro never felt like it was hidden lore,
no,
but I mean, there
Sekiro
was
was a
some.
departure from that,
It's
but all the
there's
Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, the lore is you better go find it somehow.
it's fine if you have hidden lore, but don't make the entire lore hidden.
I don't mind it. I honestly don't mind it because I that helps me get motivated to explore. You know what I mean? Like especially with games that pay a lot of
Yeah,
attention to detail in like their lore.
like I said, explore for the hidden lore, but make some of the lore at least surface.
Yeah.
Give me
Well, there
something
is.
to buy. Like
They do a
that
good
was
job of
Sekiro,
that. I
because there was
think.
plenty of hidden lore in Sekiro. There was a ton of hidden lore.
Yeah, but you knew exactly what was going on,
But the
like
overall, I mean,
for the most part.
for the most part, but there were some underlying factors like why does certain characters do certain things. That's like the hidden lore I want to find.
Yeah.
Oh, this character's doing this for this reason, but what led them there? Go look for that. Okay, that's what I want.
I'm so pumped. You know, the Dark Souls remake too was so great. And I don't know, man. I'm just such a big fan of like this whole series. I feel like nothing has been
Yeah,
amiss from them. Like all the Dark Souls were great. Bloodborne was great, and then I think it's either Dark Souls 1 or Sekiro is like their best game. So there's a
For
lot riding
me,
on this.
it's Sekiro, but I'm also the kind of player that like
Have you played any of the Dark Souls though?
I've played some of Bloodborne and I was not a fan. But I think what for me is I'm the kind of person that like don't in a game like that, I want to master the game. And what I mean by that is in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, they give you all of this equipment. They go, you can have any build you want. Here's all these stats. Sekiro was very cut back. It was very much, here's the game. Here's how to do the moves. How good are you at it? And I was like, all right, that's a challenge I'm willing to accept.
Yeah.
And I beat that game. Because I feel like I mastered it. Well, for the most part, I didn't 100% it because some of that shit was just way too hard. But I didn't have to think about my build. I didn't have to think about my build in relation to how I'm going to tackle this boss. It was just no.
That's what I didn't like
Be
about
good
Sekiro.
at the game.
I mean, I know what you're saying, and I do like that about Sekiro, but it
And-
did lose the build aspect, which was so paramount in all those other Souls games, which I
I've heard
really
from
like.
people
Because like, there's some
before-
builds that go like, they're no weapons, right? They're just doing like scrolls, and there's some
It's all
builds.
magic.
Yeah, there's some builds that are like no armor, and they're just a big fucking huge weapon and dodge rolling everywhere, and it's. I like that aspect of Dark Souls. I think I'm a big
I
fan
think
of,
that
like,
leads to
RPG
more
aspect.
replayability.
Yeah.
I definitely think it leads to more replayability. But for somebody like me,
I felt like with Sekiro, once you kind of got it, the game became pretty easy. It was kind of just a matter of making sure that you get,
Of being good at it.
Yeah, that you just kind of nail that mechanic every time.
I don't know about but if you get to that last and final boss fight,
Well,
that
this guy
Ishin
kind of
fight,
looked
man,
like wait, is this part of the trailer? This guy looks like Sekiro. Wait, what's this guy?
that Ishin fight at the end of the game is so brutal.
What was the no? I didn't think he was that bad. It was someone else that was so tough. I forget. It might have been one of the women, one of the girls from like a side. I forget, but there was one fight. I felt like usually in the Souls games, the last fight isn't the hardest fight, and I felt Sekiro was kind of the same way. Not saying it wasn't hard, but I felt like there was a few others that were a little tougher, just because their
I
mechanics
never-
are so cheesy, and you have to
Any
kind of work
boss,
around it.
any boss with what's the nightmare fuel? What was the status effect? It was a
Oh,
fear. I think it was fear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit. Oh, I hated that status.
Yeah.
Those fights suck.
No, that's one of the coolest things about Dark Souls 2. It's like, yeah, they introduce you this insane mechanic, like the fear mechanic, and it's like, okay, I got the fight down, I got the rolls down, I understand I can't get hit, and now I have to watch out for this fear. And then they'll be like, oh wait, your next fight, which will be like the next boss you meet after. It's like it introduces another insane mechanic where like, okay, now this is something else I have to tackle. And then if you lose, I mean, have fun running all the way back because you're not. There's no
Sekiro,
save
it was-
states.
In Sekiro, it was the friggin' giant monkey, dude.
Yeah, giant monkeys.
The
Yeah.
giant monkey. You cut its head off, and then it freaking starts screaming at you. And if you get caught next to it when it screams, you're dead. You're just dead. There's nothing. It's instant death.
I've been playing. I'll tell you what, too. Like, I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile for the last like 6 months now, and I find that it takes a lot of inspiration in that because when you play hardcore, the entire game is essentially trying to kill you in one shot. That's the difficulty level. And in hardcore, if you die, your character's dead. You have to start all over again. And I think like that, to me, that type of challenge is so much more rewarding. I wish more games kind of did that because it's so, I don't know. For me, it's like that's what really is addicting about these games. It's like you're putting your entire playtime on the line, and I love that aspect of it. And that's I think why I gravitate to the Souls games. And I'm hoping this one is hard. Like I felt like the Demon Souls remake, even though it is a remake, but Dark Souls like 2 and 3, I felt like were a little easier. Sekiro's pretty tough. Bloodborne was really hard. I want this one to be really, really challenging, or at least have a mode that's like super challenging, maybe like a permadeath
Yeah, it's.
mode.
I have. Like I know it's coming for PS4 and PS5, and I think it's also coming from Xbox, right? Series X and Series S,
Yeah.
as well as PC.
Yeah.
If I'm a console player, I don't know how I buy this on PS4.
I don't know how
really
you would buy anything on PS4 these days. PS5 is so much better, man. If
There's
you don't
so
have
many
a
people who
PS5,
don't have a PS5 yet that want this game. They're gonna get the PS4 version. They'll probably be the PS5 like maybe they'll get the upgrade as well when they buy it. But like that
I
game is
just
just
feel
not gonna
like
run well on
30,
PS4.
yeah, 30 frames. It's like we're so far. We've had 60 frames for what, almost 10 years now. Like to go back to like a 30 frames per second game is so brutal. It just I don't even want to play it. You know, even the Nintendo Switch for the most part, a lot of those games are 60 frames. Yeah, it's time to upgrade. If you're stuck on an old console, it's definitely time to upgrade. If you can't get a
If you can get
PS4, or if you can't get a PS5 and you can't get a GPU, then just don't play any video games until then. You're living
That's
in
the
the
sad.
you're living in the
sad
dark
part.
ages right
that's,
now.
That's the sad part for me too. Like Xbox,
You could get a
it's like,
Switch. Go get a Switch because you can get one of those. I
on my
think.
on my one hand, I'm like, man, I really want Microsoft to succeed. I want to see these exclusive games they're gonna have because I'll be able to play on PC. And then I realize, all I like my PC, and it's starting to get older. So when they show off all this ray tracing shit, I'm like, I'm not gonna get any of that
Yeah.
because unless I mean I got a 1080. 1080 is not gonna run ray tracing.
Yeah.
And a 3080, good fucking luck getting that. Like I'm almost better off just buying a Microsoft Series X.
You honestly you are. Yeah. At this point, yeah.
It's a cheaper option at this
I'll tell
point
you
than
what,
trying to get
guys.
than trying to get a graphics card.
I think I'm gonna get an after Microsoft's, which we'll talk about in a second. After Microsoft's whole thing, I'm probably gonna get an Xbox. Like, I was kind of torn because a lot of their stuff is Game Pass and it's gonna come on PC, but I also
I think,
want a lot of
by
those
the
games
way,
on console. And like, Microsoft is just killing it right now.
I think we saved Microsoft for last on our conversation
Yeah,
because that's where the meat is.
yeah. That's the big. Those are the
Um,
biggest announcements. So much.
but
to
yeah,
talk about there.
Like for me so far, I think like the only things that have stood in my mind is Xbox, of course, is like well, there's a lot of stuff to talk about in there. But outside of them, Koch Media was a big nothing burger. Capcom was a big nothing burger.
Were people like
Um,
expecting to see something from Koch Media? I've never even heard of this publisher.
We had no idea what to expect. It was like, oh,
So it's like,
we're
why be
doing
disappointed
a-
if you didn't even know what to expect? You know what I mean? I find that odd.
like I said, Code Media's was the prime example of what not to do in an E3 presentation. Don't do 20-minute developer interviews back to back to back when E3 season is people want trailers, they want game announcements. They
No,
want
you know
to
what?
see
Let me
games.
say something. I think fine if you want to do that, fine, but it should have been on E3 or whoever was putting that on to say we're not gonna put this in the middle of anything.
Why
We'll
would
leave
E3
you-
care? They got paid.
Yeah, but just look, just
Coke
put it on
paid
the
E3
last
to do
thing.
it.
It's E3's fault, I think. That's how they wanted to do the presentation. Fine, it's E3. If you wanted to see trailers,
You
then
think
E3 should have said you want to go see this developer talk. We'll save it for last, or we'll put it on their website.
Well, that's the thing. E3 doesn't care what you put up. They got paid.
Yeah.
They got paid to. It's airtime. It's like buying a commercial. If the
Yeah, I
commercial's
guess.
bad, you don't blame the network, and you don't blame the network for selling ad space. That's
Well,
their
it's not
job.
really
it's
a
to sell
com-
ad space.
Well, it's not
That's
really,
what E3 is. E3 is just selling ad space.
It is, but it's also putting on a show. You know what I mean? Like there's a
And
show
Coke put
around
on a
it.
terrible show.
And I think that they could have been like, this is kind of lame. Well, let's put this in the. I don't know. Was it in the middle of everything? I don't even know when it aired.
It was on day. I think it was near the end of the Friday.
Was that day
And
one?
it was it was Friday. It definitely was Friday.
So they
'cause I was at
ended the
work.
first day with that.
It was at. I think it was at like 4 or 4:30 because I was at work and I was watching it on Friday. But and they paid like Coke paid like influencers to react to it, and even they came out going that was awful.
You're stupid.
But that was a big nothing burger. Devolver was
I
their
didn't see
usual
that.
Devolver self. It was funny.
I didn't see it.
They-
Anything exciting
they
from
did-
them?
Games wise, I'm interested in Shadow Warrior 3, but it needs to turn down the motion blur because it's really bad. But the game looks like Doom on steroids.
I'm gonna have to watch this after. I didn't see it.
It's
Oh, they have that
very,
same girl.
very quick paced, cool game.
I
looking.
love Devolver. One of my favorite publishers, man. They just everything. they
There
put out
wasn't.
is so
there was a
good.
couple cool like Easter egg jokes they had in their credits. There was a box that just said Hotline Miami 3 fan requests. That was a good joke from
Is
them.
this what you're talking about? This like puzzle game?
No, Shadow Warrior 3.
I'm not interested in
I think
puzzle
it's
games.
Shadow Warrior 3, right? That's the
Let's
name of it.
see. It looks like everything has motion blur, to be honest.
It's just so much motion blur. But it looked like gameplay, it looks like Doom on freaking
Like
steroids.
this game looks so sick. What is this game? I don't even know what this is. Hold on. This like isometric roguelike looking thing. Oh man, I'm just such a fan of isometric roguelikes. This looks awesome. I'm so excited for everything from Devolver. This looks so cool. Okay, where there's this game. Which is
Oh, Trek to Yomi looked really cool.
is that what I'm looking at right now?
It's a
Oh,
black and
Death's
white.
Door I'm looking at.
Almost no, yeah, that Death Store looked cool. Trek to Yomi was like a black and white samurai side-scrolling game that looks like it's Ghost of Tsushima, but if it was a side scroller with the black and white kind of like old school anime, like old school samurai film look to it. It looked very interesting. I'm always a sucker for side scrolling games,
I don't really see much here.
but
Wizard
Trek
with
to
a
Yomi
gun.
looked cool.
Huh.
Death's Door, I remember that one did leave an impression on me.
Yeah, that one looks sick. I don't see this. What is it called? Yomi?
Trek to Yomi, Yomi.
All right, let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, it does kind of look like Ghost of Tsushima.
Right?
Oh, this looks cool, man. This looks really cool.
Yeah, it's a side scrolling like sword. Like, I mean, I want them to be like duels too.
Yeah, that's
like,
what it looks like. Kind of like that one dueling game, but with Ghost of Tsushima in black and Ghost of Tsushima in that cinematic mode.
I love that cinematic mode. It's such a nice homage to like the Kurosawa films.
Yeah. Have you played it on PS5 yet? It's
I have
great.
not actually. It's on my backlist.
On 60
I
frames
definitely
per
wanna play
second, it runs excellent.
I've heard it's one of the games that gets a massive upgrade when you play on PS5.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, everything does because it's 60 frames.
Oh, Wizard with a Gun looked really cool too.
I mean, it looks okay. It looks okay. I just watched it. It looks fine, I guess.
I like the art style a lot.
One game that I'm super excited for is Diablo 2 Resurrected. This is coming out on consoles as well. I think this is going to be a Game Pass game as well, which would be crazy because it's a Blizzard game, if I'm not mistaken. Because everything that Xbox showed off was Games Pass, wasn't it?
Almost everything. I believe 27 of the 30 was Games Pass.
So maybe Diablo's not. I don't know. But anyways, Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's a remaster. People have been playing it already. Some streamers got like exclusive access. I'm super pumped for this.
Did Ubisoft have anything for you? It had one thing for me, and that was it.
Let me look. What did you are excited for?
The new Mario and Rabbids game.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
They're making a sequel to Kingdom Battle.
Yeah,
and,
that's pretty cool. I liked the original.
I really liked Kingdom Battle, and I really liked what they showed off of the direction they're taking this one in with the galaxy. There was
Oh yeah, this thing, Rocksmith.
there's a Rosalina Rabbid. There's Rabbid and Lumas, the Lumas from Super Mario Galaxy. It's like if they fuse, it's a thing of nightmares.
They showed off a movie too. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. they showed a
No,
bunch
it
of
was
stuff
not
off
too much
there.
from Ubisoft, but this Rocksmith Plus thing looks really cool, which is like
I have friends that use Rocksmith. that
yeah,
are
I've
actual
never
guitar players,
played it,
so-
but I kind of want to check it out. It looks really interesting. I loved like the Rock Band
yeah,
stuff.
you actually hook up your actual like
Yeah.
legitimate guitar to your computer using the USB to the what do you
Quarter
call it? The
jack.
3.5 millimeter whatever jack, not 3.5 millimeter, but you know what I'm talking
Quarter
about.
jack.
The quarter jack. And you can play your guitar. Your bass guitars also work, I believe, in there as well.
Yeah, I'm excited. This looks pretty cool. I've never seen this before.
You never seen Rocksmith before?
No. I've
Oh yeah,
heard
it's
of
been
it.
around for years.
I've heard of it, but I didn't know that I didn't know that it was that to this extent. I thought it was more just like kind of cheesy, but this is like
Yeah, no, this
teaching
is
you
like
how
a
to play
legitimate,
guitar.
like you can learn to play songs. You
Yeah.
won't learn like you won't learn music theory, but if you want to learn how to play a song, you can learn how to play it.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I might have to
It's
check this out.
fueling all of the college kids with their acoustic guitars at parties.
Well, it's not like a rock band because that was kind of because like I had a
No,
roommate.
I'm joking about how every college party has that one guy with an acoustic guitar. She's like,
Oh,
"Yeah, I play some Beatles for you."
well, you want to hear this? So I had a roommate in college who had a legit drum machine set up for Rock Band. Like it was an actual like had like his brain controller and it had cymbals and like a kick. It was like a legit drum set, and it was awesome, dude. Playing Rock Band on that thing.
I mean, I had
so
the drum
much
kit for
fun.
Rock Band.
Yeah, but did you have the original one?
I had the one with the pads and the kick thing.
No, this was
did
like
I have the cymbals though? I don't think I had the cymbals.
this was like a legit like electronic drum set.
Oh my god.
And it had like this $500 like controller that you plugged into the Rock Band, and it was awesome. It was so fucking fun playing that. Yeah, I like those type of games. I definitely think there's room for those games. Rocksmith looks more like a tutorial thing though, you know, less so a game really, but it looks cool. And that's it,
Rocksmith is
really.
learn how to play guitar.
What was
And
that?
hi.
What's up? What's up, bro?
Rocksmith is learn how to play
What's
guitar.
up, Jerry?
Yeah, guitar tutorial. I wanted just because I wanted to know how to play certain songs, you know? And reading tabs on Ultimate Guitar Tab is fucking AIDS. I hate doing that. It's the worst. All right, yeah, Diablo 2, I'm excited for. Elden Ring. Okay, what's Starfield?
I'm assuming you guys already went over Elden Ring, right?
Yeah, we went over
went
Elden
over
Ring. That was
Elden
our
Ring,
first
yeah.
thing. Are you excited for it?
Cool, cool, my video's going out, but hell yeah, dude, this has been my day. I'm like soft excited for it, but also kind of disappointed if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah?
There we go. Yeah, and it's
Because you didn't see enough, is what you're saying?
no, it's like
Or do you
cool.
not?
I'm
like-
happy for you guys. I'm happy for you guys. Go have fun with your Souls game. But for me, it was like, okay, you brought on George R.R. Martin. Like, do more. I guess is how I feel about it. Like, don't
Dude,
just
Jerry-
make another Souls game.
Jerry,
You're
this
like,
is
okay,
what-
cool. You have cool bosses, and then you have other shit to do. The fact that you brought on George R.R. Martin to make
Means
a
the
Souls
lore
boss
can't
rush,
be
who
hidden.
fucking cares?
The lore can't be hidden. It has to be surface level lore.
I'm
It
going to
can't
be
be a
honest.
story that's just hidden with George R. R. Martin.
To be
'cause
honest,
that
I could-
waste George R. R. Martin.
Dude, they could have fucking Scooby-Doo be the lead writer, and I'd still be super pumped for fucking Elden Ring.
I know you guys would be, but it's just like, to me, it's like, I don't know. I am at the point where Souls games are old to me. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care about a new Souls game. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, I want like, and that's where it was a little bit of a bummer. Where it's like, cool, it looks like a really good Souls game. Don't get me wrong. I will play it. I'll enjoy it. But like,
It just
I
looked like
do
more of
want
the
to see.
same.
I do want to see them take the next step in like, okay, now do something cooler, do something grander, better.
Sekiro
like,
was cool.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you were saying that this
I'm
is
saying,
more of like
man.
an open world type dungeon crawling thing.
So
which
yeah,
is
it's
kind of
it's
new.
open world, six different areas, which can be they
I
can
don't know
be
what that
tackled
means.
out of
though.
order.
I don't
There
really
is
want an
no-
open world, to be honest.
There's no predetermined order. You can go to any of them at any time and tackle them in any order
I
you
kinda
want.
do want an open world. Like, that's what I'm saying is like, take that, but like, go farther with it. Like, I think it would be cool if you like, all right, so like part of it, the RPG is like, oh, fuck off, dude. I give up with my camera. Like, you have part of the open world is like, okay, so you go and there's these 6 evil elder god bosses or whatever, you know, and you have to like go to an area and like build it up and actually recruit something. Instead, it's like, oh nope, just gonna go kill the boss. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Sick.
Do an RPG.
I do want to see them attempt an RPG or something on a more grand scale than just another Souls game. It's
Yeah.
like, cool, it's gonna be a good Souls game.
I kinda
It's just
really-
another Souls game. I'm over it at this point.
I don't know if I really am. I'm kind of over open world games. We'll see how Elden Ring does it, because it doesn't sound open
mean,
world.
yeah.
It sounds more like open kind of dungeon. But
It sounds like
we'll see.
open dungeon, yeah,
Yeah.
open choice. Like, just choose which boss you go to, but that's not open world. you know
I'm
what I
curious to know how George R.R. Martin comes into the equation also.
mean?
I mean,
Barely
it's
at
for
all.
story. It's for lore and story.
Yeah, but that's what I
exactly
mean.
why
They're
you bring
never
'em in.
they're never really story games. So maybe this is a departure. Maybe this is something different because it's
That's
they
what I'm
are
saying. I don't
bringing on
think
the
you bring
writing.
him in unless you are making that departure into more of a cinematic,
Yeah,
more of a lore-driven, story-driven story.
which I don't
Like,
really
you
want. If I'm
don't,
gonna be
you
honest,
don't
I
like
don't
if
really
you
want
if
that.
you don't plan on doing that, why are you bringing George R. R. Martin in?
I wonder how much they had to pay him.
Well, then that's my point. I guess for me is like
He had to take
I
time
do
away
kind
from
I
writing
am
a
I
book
am
he's never going to
interested in that.
finish.
Well, okay, I am interested in that. I'm not interested in the Souls game. I don't give a shit about Sekira's story, dude. I don't. It's trash. It is. It's trash.
It's interesting,
Like-
but it's nothing like to write home
Like-
about. It's not the
I
greatest.
don't even really know what it is.
Exactly. Like,
I don't even know what
But
Bloodborne is.
I don't know
And
the
that was
plot
like
of
their
Dark
most
Souls, and I
heavy.
beat them all. I barely know the plot of
Bloodborne is
and I've
cosmic
beaten it.
horror.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
all it
say
is.
Bloodborne was like the most story-driven one. I have no idea what is going on in that world.
It's cosmic horror. There's this moon baby monster.
I don't
That's
know.
all
I
know.
couldn't tell you. I just know that it's fucking tough, and you level up, and I like that. And you find weapons.
Right. So like that's my point. Is like that's where it was kind of a bummer of like, oh cool, there'll be good books written in it. Like
I don't want that.
Dude.
Don't give me books. It's imagine if that's what they'd make George R. R. Martin do, just like expositions that
no.
are hidden that
You
you have
know
to
what?
that's what
read.
he's doing, dude.
You know
I
what it
really
is?
hope they don't
I know
do
what
that.
it is. The actual last book he's been working on for so long.
It's hidden in the game,
It's
yeah.
in the game. You
hidden.
have to find it in the game to read the last book.
You have to
of A Song
find
of Ice and Fire.
3,000
it.
scrolls to read. That would actually be
The
pretty
last
dope.
book of Game of Thrones is in the game.
I want to see more, to be honest. I from what I got from it, there's a lot of cool bosses. That's really all I know, and I
Yeah,
haven't really
I mean,
known
that-
too much about it. But
That's it. That's it. That's where I was disappointed. Where it's like, I just want to see From Software like actually try something new.
yeah,
Like they make really good Souls games. Like I'd love an actual RPG, but with those
Like how-
mechanics. You
Like
know
how
what I mean?
Ryogo Gotoku, like RGG, the Yakuza guys, made Yakuza JRPG. They did something completely out of the box.
yeah.
Yeah, like
When is From
gonna
going to do something like that?
I don't want
Like,
them
do
to.
something
Exactly.
out
I
of
want
the
to.
box.
I want to see them actually make a new game because they make really good Souls games. But it's at this point, it's like for me personally, I'm sitting here like, cool.
It's
I
more
get
of
to
the
fight
same. It's
5 new
just more of
bosses.
the same.
Yay.
Well, I would say Sekiro was a departure from the Souls format. That was definitely different.
It was a much more
It was-
peeled
but
down
it's not a-
game, but it
Right,
still
but
had the
to go from-
Souls-like experience.
Yeah,
Right, but to go from Sekiro to now we're like going backwards almost like that. You know what I mean? Was how it feels of like, oh well, now here's another Souls game.
yeah.
Like
I'm
I
pumped.
wanted to see.
I
him
love
keep-
that. That's what I
keep
want.
I mean, fair, but it's like to me, it's just fucking boring at this point.
Yeah.
Like I want it. I want to like.
I
I'm
want
not
Dark
saying-
Souls 1, but grander. Just grander, more, harder, tougher, more
That's what
monsters.
this. Then that's what this sounds like, and you'll have a blast with that. And I'm
Yeah.
happy you'll have a blast with that. I'm just saying, for me, it's like I want to see them take that step of make something else. And I think that's what I was bummed about. Was like, okay, here's the new IP with George R. R. Martin. Like, here's your chance to like. I mean, I'm throwing out RPG, but that's just an example. You know, like actually take something and run with it, where you could do a lot of cool stuff. And then you can still have the Dark Souls team making a better Dark Souls.
To be, I mean, that's kind of what it's
Like-
looking like, though. I don't know. That's kind of looks like what they're doing with it, which I don't even know if I'm too much excited. Like again, the open world thing. I don't even know
I
how I
want
feel
From
about
Software
that.
to have used this to make their own version of Cyberpunk. Like that's what I wanted.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Like, not
We'll-
necessarily Cyberpunk, but like that level of new interesting
Yeah, I
game.
know what you
you know
mean,
what
yeah.
I mean? Instead of just like,
yeah, I know what you mean. yeah.
oh, cool, dude. I got 6 bosses to kill.
It
this
definitely
time.
looks
Hell
like
yeah,
we're
dude.
getting a Souls game. That I mean, if you were looking for something different, I mean, I don't think that that's the case. But I'm also curious to know if
And in
what
fairness,
else
it
is
looks like a
changing.
really good Souls game, and it should be. They've got the formula perfect at this point. and the
Yeah, but it
story
doesn't
should
look like
be
it's not a
interesting.
Souls game. Yeah.
No.
And
So that would be my disappointment with it. But like for a Souls game, it looks like it's probably going to be the best Souls game, which hell yeah. But I was just me
I hope
personally
so.
was hoping.
I hope it is.
It,
I hope it's
yeah, it's
not
copium.
Legend of
I would-
Zelda Souls. I don't want that, to be honest. Oh,
I
I don't
mean,
think I
I'm
want
just-
that.
I might, but like I'm just throwing that out as an example of just like
Well,
they
Doobie
have
brought it up before.
perfected-
He thought it kind of reminded him of Zelda a little bit with like the horses.
The
and shit.
trailer where when you're on like the characters on horseback going by the broken bridge. I was like,
Yeah.
that is some Zelda. That's a Zelda shot.
And it does kind of have the mid like that mythical fantasy Zelda vibe to it. And if you're saying it's open world ish, that would kind of, with it's obviously gonna be
Guess it
heavy
could
puzzles
solve it.
because Dark Souls.
Yeah,
always
an
kinda
open
has
world
puzzles.
where you can challenge any area that they said the areas are like dungeons, and you can challenge them in any order. I'm not saying
kinda
like
like-
Breath of
when
the
I hear
Wild,
that,
but
like-
it's very much that it feels like it's like what if a FromSoft was in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I want to see him take those mechanics and make like an RPG with them. I guess is what I'm saying. Is like, to me, that would be very interesting if you actually had that good of.
Even if it was like an
Action
action
gameplay
RPG,
mechanics.
like
Well, I
like a
always said that
Tales.
if Dark Souls had like a better loot system, like where you actually got some good loot rather than a set of like 20 different swords, or you know what I mean, like whereas like these are the swords and here are like the 3 best ones.
And then just looking for the best drop, the rare.
Yeah, if they
1%
had like an
that's the
actual
busted
sort of
sword,
like
yeah.
loot system, that would be really cool. Maybe they do something with, I don't know. I do want to see more from it.
I mean,
Um,
stuff like that. But like when you're describing, and especially like I'm seeing this, it's like, all right, so you got these 6 areas you can go to with like big evil bosses that control their lands or whatever. It's like, I almost want make it Far Cry, you know what I mean, or something. Like I think that would be cool. Of like, no, I have to go to this area and reclaim it and build up something. Like that would be more interesting to me to do something like that than just like only boss fights.
yeah, this definitely looks like it's you versus the world, which is how it's always been. All right, have you guys
Like,
seen
I just-
Starfield?
I want more filler there. I guess that was my point.
Yeah. So we're gonna dive. I guess this is the time to do it. Let's dive into Microsoft.
All right, well here's Starfield. I
Hey,
have the
came,
trailer
I
up.
came just in time. I skipped all the trash.
Yeah,
Yes,
you did.
I mean, let's be honest.
we talked about
Microsoft so
3
far
games.
has been the only good thing.
We talked about 3 games, and 2
I-
of them,
I-
and 3 of them, or 2 of them were like indies.
This is where we're at. Where like Microsoft was great, and if Nintendo wants to the quote unquote win E3, which I always hate that anyway, they just show off two Smash characters and we're done.
Well, here's
but yeah,
Starfield.
it's-
Here's the trailer. Are you guys excited for Starfield? I guess.
I want to know what
No.
it is.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
know.
based
CGI
off of that-
trailer looks cool, and it's a new IP, but what is it? Is it just Skyrim in space?
That's what I'm
Are we going to
And if
multiple
it's Skyrim in
planets?
space, hell yeah, I'm down. I
Is
have
space
no
travel
fucking
going to be
idea
a-
what the hell this game
I
is.
have a-
off
Is
that
I-
space
trailer.
travel gonna, and here's the thing, why did they put a date on it for next year? Like not just say 2022, but November 11th, 2022, because that to me says it's
never
gonna
gonna
get
be
pushed back. It's
Yeah.
gonna get delayed again.
Well,
I agree. Like I'm cautiously optimistic.
Don't
because
rush
I
it.
expect it. I expect a Skyrim-y dark, Skyrim-y Fallout-y type bullshit in space, which could be a lot of fun. That trailer was nothing.
Yeah.
You know what?
I was watching
The-
that trailer bored out of my mind.
The reason that about a year and a half from launch, they're putting a hard date on it, is that they don't say right now that it's 2023.
that's your guess is going to be 2023.
Oh, it's absolutely going to be 20. It's either that or they're going to rush out in a year and a half a game that is a classic Bethesda bugged mess.
I think that's probably their plan. I don't expect any different.
Hey, it just works.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
You
it's,
think
we got a
being owned by
CG trailer.
Microsoft
I don't
means they
know.
might have better QA, but I guess who knows? We'll see.
I mean, I'm cautiously excited for it because but Fallout in space, that could be
New
really
IP.
sick.
I mean, I'm excited
Yeah.
for a new IP. I'm to see something different. And let's be honest, the theme of this E3
Give
so
me
far
that-
has been space. There's
Give
a
me
lot
that
of
base
space
building
games.
from give me the base building from Fallout 4, but instead you're building space bases.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that'd be sick.
By the way, Games Pass. Everything from Microsoft
I
was
would have
Games
no
Pass.
idea. No idea what it's actually going to be because that trailer was literally just like, I'm on a rocket shit.
Yeah, and it
It
was like
was
not
a classic CGI trailer with no gameplay and no explanation of plot.
Yeah, and it didn't say anything about in-game footage. So
Dude, it wasn't even that. Well, it's a pre-alpha, but it wasn't even that. It was
I believe it's
just like,
in-engine footage. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
yeah, it did say in.
Yeah,
in
it's
Oh,
in
oh,
engine.
okay. I must have missed that.
But still, yeah, it's not in game though. But
Right.
Yeah, in-engine is
Still-
different than in-game.
Yeah.
it was. Here's a spaceship. That was the trailer. There's nothing else.
Hey,
There was no
here's the
combat. There was no.
sandwich.
There
The
was
sandwich
there was
looks
no
good.
like. Here's a cool weapon. There was literally nothing. It was. This is a spaceship.
Yeah.
Does it take
Are you
place
proud,
on one
Mom?
planet?
Here's a spaceship.
He
Does
does
it
show a
take place
cool
on one
weapon. No, he
planet,
does show a
or-
cool weapon. I don't know. Well, I think it's a weapon.
I'm just saying, does it take place on one
You-
planet, or
see,
am I
the fact that you don't
exploring a
even know what it
galaxy? Are there
is
multiple
why that
planets?
trailer was trash.
What if it's like a spaceship shooting, like Star Wars Rogue One type game?
Is it No Man's Skyrim?
I mean, that'd be
That
sick,
would be
dude.
much less excited for.
That would be sick. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. You guys,
I mean, being
you guys
able to
keep
check
talking.
out multiple planets and being able to build space stations and
Like the
It's
space
like-
station
that's
stuff.
the
Like,
thing is,
I want.
if it's just on one planet, then I'm gonna be bored.
I just want No Man's Sky where you're. Well, it can't be because why else would they just have their entire trailer be a fucking spaceship?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If they went off of that and then it's only one planet, can you like?
That's all they
they
showed
haven't
so
learned
far
from-
is one planet. But like, there's been,
They had to have learned from Fallout 76. You would hope, right?
you would hope. I mean, Fallout
I
76
mean, at
was their
least showing
B team.
trailers versus what's the actual game. You can't
76
just
was
have-
a rushed game from their B team that they kept telling them to put more and more stuff into that they weren't able to already handle the current workload they had.
Oh, I know, but and what I'm saying is
Like, apparently
it-
76 has gotten better.
It has, but like what I'm saying is like from expectation to delivery, you can't have
Oh,
only
yeah.
one planet when your first and only trailer is a spaceship.
I don't even know where to have expectations with this game because I have no baseline.
That's
right
that
now.
was the point of it.
Yeah.
That was the
I don't
point
know
of
what
the
to
trailer.
think. I'm like, cool. I want to see more. Thank you
I
for
wanna
showing
see-
us
I
what you
wanna
showed.
see,
but-
That's exactly the point of the trailer.
Oh, not to mention Washington Post leaked the entire trailer on like an hour before the presentation.
Yeah. Which was funny, if I'm being honest.
That was hilarious.
All
What
right.
was the other one?
Um,
What was the other space game that was Obsidian?
Outer Worlds, right? Or Outer
I
Worlds.
want Outer Worlds
making
with base
two.
building.
Well, they're making Outer Worlds too. So
And I like Outer Worlds too, but I want Outer Worlds with base building.
I've never played Outer
now
Worlds.
that trailer for a trailer that showed nothing, that trailer was at least funny
Outer
because
Worlds
it knew it was
is-
showing nothing.
But at least we have Outer Worlds 1 to go off of.
Right. Outer
Yeah, I mean it's
Worlds
Obsidian
is-
too, so I mean they've got a knack for that humor and that kind of style of game.
Oh, I was
Yeah, Outer Worlds was fine. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It like I still haven't completely beat it, which is weird for me for a lot of those games because I'll at least beat them. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Oh,
But
I
it's
lied.
like-
I did play Outer Worlds, and I did like it. I thought Outer Worlds was pretty good.
Like it's that like B tier, B plus tier of like no, it's good, but it's just fine. There's nothing outstanding about it. It's nothing bad about it. It's
It was just like
nice.
another Fallout, type of deal.
Yeah, but then like I didn't have as much of a connection with it, and then there were a lot of interesting mechanics with it, with like the different corpos and stuff like that. But like the guns weren't intriguing to me. The weapons
No, the
weren't
shooting
intriguing
and
to
stuff
me.
wasn't very good either.
Yeah, like stuff like that like started really killing it to me, where it was just like I'm interested in the story, but I don't care enough to keep playing it. I had other stuff to play.
I did beat it though. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest thing, like you were saying, B tier.
It's not bad. Like I would play. I'm interested in the second one, and I would definitely play it, and I'd be happy when it comes out on Game Pass.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Games Pass after all this. All right, what else we got from Xbox? Oh, Halo. We got to see Halo.
So Halo, I'm actually catching, and I didn't watch it yet, but
Oh,
there's
okay.
a 12-minute and 43-second video that came out today, doing an overview of the multiplayer for Halo Infinite. And no lie, the multiplayer looks fun. It looked great. They got the announcer back because apparently he wasn't in Halo 5. The double kill-tacular. That guy.
Yeah.
He's back. The grapple hook, the way they showed it off in the trailer, looked really fun. Like the multiplayer looks super arcadey, and that's always what I've liked about like these what I like about some first person like multiplayer games. You do Halo with it, I think it's great. And it's free. The multiplayer is free to play. You
Yeah,
don't even have to
Xbox-
buy the game if they're going a free to play model for the multiplayer.
They want you buying their Xboxes, dude.
I'm getting it on PC, so
Yeah. I would imagine a lot of people are.
I'd consider playing it, but it's another game where I'm like, I just don't care anymore. If I'm being completely honest,
Yeah, I'm not too hype on Halo either.
it's like
The
same with
campaign.
it's
Oh,
the Souls, it's the Halos, it's all of them. It's like, hell yeah, I enjoyed them a lot. I just don't care.
I will say, if Halo, like if a lot of people played Halo, like a lot of my friends played Halo, I'd probably be more excited about it. I just don't know anyone that plays Halo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
doesn't have that
I grew up
spark
on
that it used
Halo.
to.
Halo.
Back
And
when
I
it
still
first
play
came out,
people with it,
everyone
but-
played Halo. You go to a friend's house, everyone had a Halo. You blood gold shit. That was awesome. Those times of like they've changed. It's like, you know,
Yeah. Like Halo's a really great game, and I loved it as in my childhood, and I don't give a shit all anymore, to be honest. I'm not gonna play Blood Gulch for 30 years of my life.
Oh, I'm looking at this now, and this is totally how they're going to make their money with the free-to-play multiplayer.
what cosmetics?
All of the weapons have cosmetics.
Yeah, but that's
All of the armor cosmetics.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's how they're going to make their money. They'll sell battle passes.
And I care even less now.
Yeah.
all right. What else we got?
As far as indie games go, Replaced looked really interesting.
Oh, I agree. Let me show the.
That
trailer.
actually was like one of my top 5 games they showed. I'm like,
Yeah, me
this
too.
is something I want to see.
Yeah, me too. So this is Replaced, the trailer. When I saw this on Games Pass, on the Xbox trailer, I was like, oh my god, this looks so sick. So like this, how do you explain it? Almost like what was that Devolver game? The one with the ninja.
Katana Zero,
Kind of Katana
which
vibes.
I was a huge Katana Zero fan.
Yeah, me
so-
too. That game was so good. This kind of has
I-
those type of vibes.
so
Great art
what
style.
What I really like about the art style is the way that because it's just a 2D scroller with really cool pixel art, but the way that they were playing with background and foreground animations was looking really interesting.
And they're using like real like lighting and ray tracing in it. Like there's actual
absolutely.
like graphical technology behind it. And it looks really cool. I want to see more from it. So this is really all you get with the trailer, but they kind of show you some gameplay here. Side scrolling like shooter. It looks awesome, man. Looks really fucking cool.
Oh, so one very, I feel like I'm going to be the only one that even talks about this, and a lot of people are like, "Why is this even here?" So Eiyuden Chronicle got a spot on Xbox because they're going to be a part of Games Pass. This is the game that I was one of the people that backed this on Kickstarter.
How do you spell it?
Eiyuden Chronicle, Eiyuden. Eiyuden. It's from the people who made the Suikoden franchise, or the Suikoden, however you want to pronounce that, which are like some of the best PlayStation 1 RPGs. And this is the spiritual successor. They did a Kickstarter for it. I think it wound up being like one of the top 5 or top 3 all-time funded game Kickstarters so far. The fact that they had a spot here was really cool. It's no surprise that Microsoft is definitely very excited right now about not only PC gaming, but they're trying to get a foothold a bit in Japan. And PC gaming is how they're doing that actually. And having a game like this on Games Pass could go a long way for them.
Well, that's
and
what
then they
I hope
announced a
Games
prequel
Pass
as well.
becomes. I hope they put more of these type of titles on there too, because that's kind of what it needs. It needs more of like the games that that those niche types of games that we like. The reason why I've been so hyped on Games Pass so far is because they have a lot of good roguelikes and stuff, which I love. Like they had Children of Morta, which I'm never gonna buy that game, but it was on Games Pass, so I tried it out and I loved it. One of my favorite games. And it's like if they have more of like those niche types of games, like roguelikes, JRPGs, stuff like that.
Hades is coming to Games Pass.
Yeah, on top of their big
That's lit.
AAAs, on top of like an EA thing, on top of like it's just such a good value.
And
right
the
now.
entire Yakuza franchise, including Like a Dragon, is also on Games Pass.
Yeah.
Like that's 8 games right there. Yeah, that's 8 games
And like most of them are on PC
that
too.
I recommend you play.
It's so sick.
I'm
Games Pass is killing it, man.
Games Pass is definitely killing
probably
it.
gonna buy I'm Pretty
Oh,
much, yeah. I'm just gonna
and
buy the
there's
fucking Xbox through it just because I'm already paying for the PC anyway. So why not?
there's talk now
Yeah, I think I'm
about
gonna get an
putting
Xbox.
Games Pass on smart TVs, where the only thing you need is a controller.
So like a streaming thing.
Yeah, where you can just stream it to your smart TV. You don't even need like a console or anything. It just goes right to
They
your
already
TV.
have the Azure network set up.
And
Too.
all you need is, like, I guess, a Bluetooth controller to connect to your smart TV.
I mean, that was always the logical step, in my opinion. Just you can always
I
just
mean,
have
smart
your games
TVs
anywhere you're at.
are. I mean, do they even make non-smart TVs
Well-
in the market anymore?
Well, we'll see if it's on an Apple TV thing. There's been a lot of issues with that, you know, or whatever, like the what is it, Roku or stuff like that. Like, I'm curious to know how that kind of goes on. I think Microsoft tried already and were denied, at least by Apple. I don't know what's going on with Google.
Yeah, I don't know if Samsung, because they make a line of smart TVs. I don't know who they would partner with for that. But I imagine it would be a pretty interesting, like, idea to do, to take the streaming service next to not just something you have to connect, but just straight up, just on your remote. If you have a voice controlled remote, just be like,
The thing
Games
with that
Pass.
though, I don't know if it'll probably an upcharge on your account if you want that. I can't imagine for the same amount of Games
I
Pass they'll
mean-
give you a streaming platform also. I could be wrong. I don't know if that's the case.
I don't
though.
know. I mean, it could be another tier,
That's what I think it would have to be.
but it could be like a $10 tier
Mhm.
or whatever. I don't know how much. What is it? $5 a month?
Whatever fucking Google's is probably competitive with that.
Yeah.
Google's 15.
Yeah, probably around there. Luna, Amazon Luna.
Luna's
that's the
cheap
next
one,
I'm
but
sorry, I'm eating,
Luna's cheap, but Luna's tiered. So like base Luna's $5, but
Oh
to
wow.
actually play half of the games, you have to subscribe to channels.
Oh right. Right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the X Cloud, that's right. That was called.
I mean, I think if xCloud comes out and it's included, or it's only like $5 more, then make a killing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But even still, I'm probably just gonna buy an Xbox at this point, just because. Why not? Already paying for Games Pass, like it'll cost me $10 a month extra for a year to like have an Xbox. Sure, dude.
And you're gonna get some. I mean, from what I've seen from E3, like everything interesting seems to be on Xbox right now. You know, like talking PS5, it's like we have some stuff coming up, but because they don't go on E3, we're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess. From what they're doing.
But it also depends on when it's coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's coming out this year or the start next year, you know, Xbox might take an early lead.
Yeah. Honestly, it's gearing up like Xbox and Microsoft are going to have a pretty strong console generation this year. Or
so
this
Jerry-
generation.
Jerry, this was announced. Now, I'm not a fan of the series. This is not my style of game, but this is kind of your game, right? Age of Empires. Because they're not putting Age of Empires.
I'm a
4
pretty
on
big
Games
Age of
Pass.
Empires fan.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
Age of
put-
Empires
because
is not on Games Pass.
Is four
Not on Games Pass for a
four is a
while.
brand new game, right? Like the last one was Age of Empires 3, right? Or is 4 an older game?
Not for a minute.
Okay, 4 has been out for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the Age of Empires
Yeah,
series. I just know a
they've
lot
all
of
been
people
on
love
Games
them.
Pass for a minute.
Okay. So they announced it's on Games Pass.
I don't think 4's been
Um,
out on Games Pass, but the rest of them have been out on Games Pass for a minute.
Okay, so now they all are.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I mean, it's also like how everything from Bethesda's on Games Pass now, and mostly everything from EA is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Ultimate, with EA Play.
And like the
Um,
Games Pass, like the Xbox app that works on PC at least, isn't bad either. It's like a pretty good app. I've never really had issues with it. I don't really
don't
talk
know,
to
it's not
people
that
or have like
great.
messaging with it, but it tracks like
So-
all your achievements and stuff.
When it works, it's really good, but it's also really fucking slow and like breaks half of the time for me.
Really?
Yeah. But that's also because I run multiple accounts, so it's if it has like, it just won't register. I have Games Pass half of the time, and
Oh,
like
right,
that.
right. I can see that being an issue.
So, how did you guys feel about the last game they showed at Microsoft?
What was
I
that?
don't remember.
Wasn't that Halo?
Redfall.
Oh, let me see.
Oh,
I didn't
the
see that.
shitty looking Left 4 Dead that's not Left 4 Dead.
It
I mean,
no
it didn't look
gameplay.
bad.
It was
It
all
didn't look
CGI
bad.
trailer. But I feel like saving that for your one last thing / like you're hyping this up because who's the developer? It was like a big name.
Was it
But, like, I
Valve
just-
Left 4 Dead? That was a Valve.
Valve
game.
was Left 4 Dead. Back for Blood is the people who made Left 4 Dead, but this thing's called Redfall. It's Arcane from Bethesda's.
Oh.
Bethesda's Arcane.
The Batman people, right?
Yeah, they're making a new vampire shooter called Redfall. But like,
Vampire shooter. Okay.
it's from the team behind Dishonored.
Oh, okay.
It's an open world vampire shooter.
Interesting. I couldn't give
You just gotta
less of a
play
shit.
I don't know why they ended on this thing.
Yeah, I couldn't give
Yeah.
less of a shit. I mean, it
Same
looks.
thing with Anacrusis, dude. The 70s Left 4 Dead clone.
Saw that dude. That one looked. And it was that was the
But
one.
wasn't there a Left 4 Dead game coming out?
Back for
me?
Blood?
Oh, okay. Let's look at that. How does that?
That one
look?
got a breakdown on a Warner Brothers Presents Back for Blood like 15-minute presentation. That one looks fun. I mean, it looks like Left 4 Dead. I'm cool with that. I enjoyed that series with friends.
It looks like it should have been released like 3 years ago. Why is it? It does not look that good.
Is Anna what was it, Anna Kura, whatever the heck it was called? That's the one on the spaceship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked like just a Left 4 Dead knockoff that looked uninteresting completely.
There's like
Well,
3
that's-
Left 4
that's
Dead
also-
clones that
that's
are coming
also
out.
old. That's also old Valve people, so that's why.
Oh,
Is
maybe
it?
it'll be good
So
then.
there's
yeah.
2 different old Valve people making the same game.
Yeah, but
Just
this one's
one's a
70s
spaceship.
inspired and worse.
Yeah, oh god, it looks so bad. Until they showed the brute at the end of that trailer, every single enemy type looked the exact same black blob.
Oh, that's the worst. That was the
It
fucking
was
fear.
so bad.
The fear. What was the? I think it was fear. No, not
Prey?
Prey. That was the Prey.
You're
That
thinking
issue I had
Prey.
with Prey, dude. Every enemy was just a fucking blob. It was so stupid.
Yeah, at least with like Left 4 Dead and Back for Blood, the enemy, like the variety and the designs of each zombie at least.
Yeah,
look
this zombie
different.
has red pants and this one has blue pants.
Hey, I'm better than all just being a black blob.
True. At
Where's
least
the
there's a
blue
head.
blobs?
At least you really just want a head and a face to shoot. That's essentially what.
Where's
you
the green blobs?
Dude,
Okay.
I would just also throw out there, since you mentioned Age of Empires, Crossfire Legion looks interesting.
Is that it?
And it's because someone's actually going to try to make an actual just old school Command and Conquer RTS.
Is it for console?
I don't think so. No, it's for PC.
It
Jay, how
also
do you-
is for console. At least from what I'm seeing
Oh.
here.
Jerry, how
That
do
would
you
be
feel
boring,
about
Oh wait, no,
New
this is
Mario
a different
Rabbids.
game. This is.
We
Uh,
talked about it before you came on, but they're making a second
fucking
Mario
care.
Rabbids game.
Like, I mean, cool, dude. It's another Nintendo game I won't buy for my Switch that I barely play.
If only if it wasn't Animal Crossing, you wouldn't have it at all, probably, right?
I mean, we got most of them, but like, I'm not gonna play it. Kay will probably play it. I don't give a shit.
Oh, Mario Rabbids. Mario Rabbids pretty fun. It's a fun little.
Is
XCOM.
The
who-
original,
is
the
the team-
original one's fine, just because it's shitty Arma, dude, or not Arma.
City XCOM?
XCOM, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was
a
saying, are
fun
the
little-
XCOM people making any new XCOM games? Have we
That's a
heard
good
anything
question.
from them?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Because they did what XCOM 2, and then they did the other XCOM. I don't remember the name of it. It was like a more casual version.
And then there was one that was actually really good, was the Gears of War XCOM clone. That actually was really fun.
Gears of War Tactics.
Mm-hmm. That was surprisingly good. Way better than I thought it
Oh,
was gonna be.
Actually, I
Games Pass.
forgot to mention, since this was on the kickoff and it was really early in the show, the
Sorry for
Metal Slug is coming back as a tactics game.
I would like more tactics games. There's been a
And
while.
I saw that. It looked like Final Fantasy Tactics, but if it was Metal Slug.
Yeah, that's
And I was like,
pretty
you know
cool.
what? In an era where we don't have Advance Wars and Fire Emblem has turned into kind of just a waifu simulator, I'm down for an actual like tactics game.
Yeah,
so Metal
I'm-
Slug Tactics is definitely one of my highlights of this E3 so far.
Yeah, and I wasn't the biggest fan of
And-
that that.
And we talk about like
What was that game that was
studios-
from the
Wargroove.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of that. It was fun, but
I enjoyed Wargroove and it was really fun, but
I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
it was like, I mean, I want something that's more like Advance Wars in Advance Wars, but this is more like Final Fantasy Tactics, and I'm still cool with that. But like I said, it's Emu, who has a very good history of treating properties with respect. With Streets of Rage 4, they're doing the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade beat 'em up, like that's taking heavy inspiration from Turtles in Time. But making Metal Slug into a tactics game, that's something where it's like, let's take a genre that's just it's a Contra version. It's essentially Metal Slug is Contra, just super stylized, and let's make it a tactical RPG. That's cool. That's doing something different.
Yeah. There's also a tactics game that just got released on Steam that everyone's been playing that looks pretty cool.
No, they
I
was,
forget the
and
name
I think it
of
was the Indie show, or it was either Indie or Future show today. Did show off somebody who's pretty much making a Fire Emblem, but it's like an old Fire Emblem, but with like updated graphics. But it's like their version of a Fire Emblem. So I've got my eye on that. I think it was called Dark. It's a Dark Deity, I think it was called. So if you like Fire Emblem, that's going to be something to look out for. I didn't see any waifu simulator in it.
What about Battlefield?
Sorry, I was wrong too. Age of Empires 4 isn't out yet, so that will
Okay.
be it releasing, which will be fun. But
Cool.
Oh, I thought that was the last one that was on
I'm-
Games Pass. I guess
I'm
that's Age of
worried
Empires
about-
3.
I'm worried about Battlefield.
Why?
So EA had a massive leak, and the source code to the engine, I believe, that Battlefield 2042 is on is leaked,
Okay.
which means it's going to be easy to hack.
Okay.
Hackers are going to be able to cheat pretty easily in 2042, more than likely. And that's something that kills multiplayer games.
Yeah, I mean there's hacks on them all though. You know what I mean? They
There's
all
hacks
have
on them all,
hacks.
but the fact that your source code for your engine got leaked means it's going to be really hard to fight it.
I guess. I mean,
Was
again,
it
like
the
you're a
entire-
click
well, okay,
away
what it
from
depends-
downloading any aimbot for any, FPS. It really
Yeah.
is, it's like
what
It's not
what
that
really
big of a
depends there is it the entire source code that leaked, or is it just parts
Let
or
me
snippets, etc.?
see.
Like,
yeah.
and even then, honestly, that really isn't.
They
the end of
claim
the
they
world.
were able to steal 780 gigabytes of data, so I don't know. But it could be junk data. Who knows?
It's a substantial amount, it sounds like, but yeah, it's. I don't know. We'll see. It's not out yet. We'll see. Kind of maybe they can change some things, lock some
unless-
things up.
Yeah, it was
And that's all
EA's.
stuff you can if they know. See, what's worse is when they don't know that happened. If they know that happened,
They can, yeah.
that's not the end of the world, basically.
Yeah, this article just says the source code for Frostbite engine has been stolen,
Yeah.
as well as a handful
I
of
mean,
other
that's-
strings of code and assorted data.
That's also not surprising because they're still running Frostbite that's fucking 15 years old at this point. Not really, but it feels like
I mean, from just the gameplay, like from what they showed of Battlefield 2042, game looks cool as shit.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. And I love Battlefield. It's been a while since I've really loved a Battlefield as much as I loved 1942. But I don't know. You know what it is? I think I'm just kind of the future army thing. I don't know. I feel like when you're at that level of like combat, it's kind of goofy. You know what I mean?
It didn't work for what was it? What was it? Advanced Warfare? Or is it
Yeah, it's
Infinite
just like you
Warfare?
might
Which
as well
one
just
was
give me
bad?
fucking lasers at this point. It's just kind of
So you want Halo?
yeah, I guess yeah.
Just make it
Exactly.
Halo at this
Well,
point.
that's at least Halo would make sense
I mean,
because you're in
it's hard
space, you're
because
fighting
they're two-
aliens.
they're two separate games at that point. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
like Halo, you have to go arcadey. And
Yeah,
then the idea of Battlefield is you could try to have a level of realism. In it, I
yeah.
guess.
It's kind of like you're actually on the field. Like 1942 is my.
It's the middle
perfect
ground
example.
between freaking Escape from Tarkov and Halo.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Where Escape from Tarkov is extremely like supposed to be realistic.
I mean, this is more like Advanced Warfare. That's kind of like the vibe that I was getting.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about it.
Yeah,
Unless
that's just
it has
Yeah.
like After Battlefield 3, they all started getting worse and worse.
They just
Bad
got goofier and
was great.
goofier, and like they're fun, but they're not games that had that replayability that like kind of the originals had. Like Battlefield Vietnam was so sick, and
Yeah.
Desert Storm was so sick, and then it kind of just got a little like, well, now we have fucking like helicopters
then
that can take
after
out
all
the
of that,
entire map. It's like, okay,
Yeah, Battlefield 3 happened, and it was a lot of fun because it was the first one that like went over the top in
Yeah.
that way. And then they just kept going with
Yeah.
that formula where it's not fun anymore.
yeah, they just kept
But
going
first
too
time,
and too
like,
far.
The launch of Battlefield 3, yeah, dude, it was awesome. Just being in Metro with a fucking Spaz 12 with slugs. That's a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, yeah. Man, I used to just, oh man, good times. But yeah, Battlefield. It's kind of hard to believe how old Battlefield is. Yeah, but this one looks
Soccer
okay.
2?
I'll probably check it out, but I don't know. I'm not that hype on these types of games as much
I
as
have
I
a
used to
couple.
be.
I have a couple lists of a couple of games that seemed interesting to
Go
me.
ahead, rattle them off.
Stalker 2.
Yep,
to
that
actually
looks
see
sick.
If they can make, if they can actually finally make a bug-free Stalker game, that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever played those, but like
No,
those,
but I've
those
liked
in
the Metro.
I've
It's kinda
heard
got the
I've
same
heard
vibe.
a lot about them, but I've never played them.
I might have to play Stalker.
Dude, those in the Metro games are like sick, and they're both very different but very similar.
Yeah.
Like where they're the same kind of idea but taken in two different ways. Metro's the on rails, where Stalker was like the first open world,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And if they can
I'm-
actually make that into what it could have been, like that could be interesting.
I'm
Yeah.
glad there was a good amount of variety at Xboxes because it could easily have been in years prior, just been the first person shooter showcase.
No, they had
Yeah.
a pretty good show, man. It was pretty good. They got a little for everything. Yeah, this Stalker game looks really sick, and it looks like it runs
Hey, good.
awesome.
What was the
It
game
could
that
be
they
really-
announced that had like this weird Russian dance song to it? And there was like,
Atomic Heart, dude.
That
That was
was
gonna be
so
the second one I'm
cool.
going to.
that was so cool looking, but I have no idea what's it about. I have no idea what's going
Yeah,
on.
it looked like incredible, but it also
Atomic
had that
Heart's the
song now where
second-
you're just like, what am I watching?
I
Exactly.
love the
That
Russian
was the
dance song.
second
That
one
shit
I was gonna
that
go
was just
to.
hype.
Where like, dude, after getting played a lot of Metro again this year, now I'm like, yeah, I want Stalker. I want this Atomic Heart. I want the rise of these like weirdo Soviet dystopian futures again, because they're just some really fun, interesting story games.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, I love the Metro stuff, which I have only played this year, or I guess more last year.
Stalker's much different, but it's the idea of Stalker is it's open world Chernobyl,
Yeah.
basically.
Does the
still
original
kinda in
still
that
hold up?
vein
Like,
of,
can I
like-
play Stalker 1 now and it doesn't feel like I'm playing like an old game? No, I'll wait for
eh.
Stalker 2 then. I'll
Yeah.
wait for a second. Yeah, this Atomic
Like,
Heart
if-
looks
if
sick
you
too. It
enjoy-
kind of
if
has
you
like
enjoy
Gary
it,
Mod
yes, but-
vibes to me also.
Yeah, no, it looks weird and could be very interesting. Where it looks
And it's
yeah, it
Games
looks kinda
Pass,
almost
dude.
like
This shit is nuts. Games Pass is out of control.
dude, it gives me like the vibes of Half-Life almost.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
just
what I
like-
was getting like a Gary's
shit.
World Half-Life meets Metro. Yeah, this looks
And like
cool.
so, yeah, no, that could be very interesting if it's done right. Like I think that one I'm kind of hyped for. But yeah, I saw both of those and was like, those look weird and fun.
Yeah. All right, what else do we have? Anything else? What are their bigger games? Let's see. Let's look at a list here.
New Platinum games that look like Platinum games.
Which ones? I didn't see.
Babylon Fall.
Oh, I see here. Let's take a look. Okay, I like Platinum. Let's see what Babylon's Fall looks like here.
So Babylon's Falls from Platinum.
Thank you for that information.
It's a live
So it's-
service game.
Oh, okay.
My interest immediately has gone away from it.
I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, in my opinion.
It's live service has not gone well for a lot of these games.
Why does it look like it
Yeah.
was like a water painting? Or is this just a bad trailer? No, this is on Square
As-
Enix's website.
Oh,
As a, like,
Square was a fun conference. 20 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. When you got some Babylon's Fall here, I guess.
One that didn't really, another one that didn't really show anything and doesn't have like a release date, but Contraband could be interesting.
That's the thing. The CGI trailer, like, look, is it a heist game? I don't know anything about it,
It's
so I have no idea what to say.
1970s open world co-op smuggling game, but it's from Just Cause, the people who make Just Cause.
Oh, it's okay. So it's the Just Cause, so it's going to be wacky and
Yeah,
wild.
that feels like that fits Just Cause a lot. Of like, okay, that could be just goofy
and that's
fun.
yeah. And if that's an Xbox exclusive, cool. They have their Just Cause.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know,
like
I'm
a
looking
Just
through- I'm
Cause
looking through
heist
PC.
game could be
I'm going
really
through
cool.
PC Gamer.
Yeah, it could
like
be a lot of
that's
fun.
that's what it sounds like. It is. It's 1970s Just Cause heist game.
Yeah,
Like,
that's actually
yeah.
sounds pretty
That
interesting.
sounds like a great combo.
Yeah. Just Cause is pretty
I don't-
fun. It's not the
And it's
most groundbreaking game, but
No,
coming to,
it's a
coming to
game you
PC and
load up
Games
and have
Pass.
fun.
So hell yeah.
Games Pass is so stacked, man. It's so stacked. What does Sony do to compete? I don't know. I don't know the answer, Sony. Are you guys excited for
I
a
think
Death
Sony's
Stranding
still-
director's cut? There you go.
I still
There's
think
a
bit-
Sony's going to
I-
have like the best games. Period. Like Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is probably going to be better than all of these games we've talked about,
Yeah.
and like a couple of others like that. But compared to the sheer number and value, if you're like a value-oriented person, yeah.
The trailer for the Death Stranding director's cut was pretty funny. Just him poking fun at Metal Gear
Yeah.
with the cardboard box. I thought that was cute, but I'm not buying that.
No, you don't want to play any more package delivery, man?
I'm good. No, this is
Yeah, I agree.
this is the true cut of the game, the one that he originally wanted to give that he couldn't give.
It's going to be interesting. I feel like Xbox, all they really need are like those 1 and 2 mainstays to really kill it. And we'll see if
They
that...
can do that now with Bethesda.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
was
We'll
it-
see if that
There's a lot of
transpires.
games. Well, there's a lot of games here that were shown last year that we didn't even see this year. There's the new Perfect Dark. There's Avowed, which is the which is one of those companies take on like an Elder Scroll style game. There's a couple other things that were not shown, so they still have other things in the pipework. Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
So there's still more things coming that we don't even know about besides the 30 they showed us. So
I think there's another Fable.
Fable was not shown, but that's definitely going to be a couple years.
There was the new Plague Tale trailer.
I've never even heard of Plague Tale, but some of the people I've been talking to were like, Plague Tale was phenomenal. It was a great game. Like, I've never even heard of it.
I mean, the trailer, look, if this is in-game or what is it called? Like game engine footage, it looks incredible. Yeah, they still do
I
have
know
like a lot
people
of like
the
those.
first one is a story game.
Yeah, I mean, they still have like some of those like, big AAA titles that are going to compete against Sony. We'll see exactly how that stacks up. But like, if say Xbox, like for instance, like had like I don't know, like I played Path of Exile, like a game like that you just that one game that you come back to all the time, and then on top of that you have the Games Pass service. It's gonna be tough. Like, I don't know. Do you get them both and just say fuck it? Do you get a PC and a PS5? I guess that's the best answer, right? All right.
Or you can just play Final Fantasy Origin, dude.
I downloaded the demo, and it's corrupted.
Yeah, nice.
What a first off, okay.
Sorry, the game looks like trash.
The gameplay I want to try, but the rest of it, why does this man have a button-up shirt in the fun? Apparently, it's an Isekai where he's going to get teleported in from the real world. What are we doing? What is this? Dude, is this going to be Team Ninja pulling another Metroid Other M, but with Final Fantasy?
Well, the trailer says Souls-like. Final Fantasy
It's more
Origin,
DMC than Souls-like.
official reveal trailer Souls-like. That's what the
It doesn't
title
look
says.
Souls-like. It looks more like a Devil May Cry game.
yeah, it does.
It looks more character action than it does Souls.
Well, hey, dude, you can console yourself by the re-release of 6 Final Fantasy games.
Well, I will be consoling myself with the new Ratchet and Clank. That I'm excited to play. That one looks pretty interesting. I think we're gonna have to get an Xbox too. Ultimately, I think we're gonna get an Xbox.
You got Forza coming out too now, finally.
Yep, the new Horizon. Let's put that trailer up. Get this man's face off the fucking screen. Yeah, Forza looks sick. There's that like dirt bike game that, or like mountain biking game that they showed. Looks pretty cool from Ubisoft.
Oh, the oh god, was it Riders Republic?
Yeah, that looks.
Yeah,
pretty
they actually looked a
interesting.
lot of fun. There was a huge variety in that game.
I don't know what
and
it is about like action sports games that get me hard, but I just like action sports games.
Some of
I
that
don't know why.
snowboarding reminded me of like SSX Tricky for a bit.
Yeah, and then they had like the dirt biking scene, which was like, man, I've never played a
Rocket-powered
mountain
bikes.
biking game. I've never played a mountain biking game.
There's the wings with jetpacks on them.
Yeah.
There's a lot here. So
Yeah,
no, that
Forza.
could be a really fun game.
Forza on PC with fucking like a legit setup. That's gonna be
Forza
fun.
is always your tech demo game. That is the game because like you can really make cars look really nice and show off ray tracing because you got the reflections off of
It's
like
just
the
the-
shiny top of the
It's
car.
just like
and
metal.
looks really fucking cool.
Yeah, looks great.
But I'm not a race king. Apparently, the horizons of the Forza series are more arcadey style.
yeah, they are.
So maybe I'll pick it up because I do like an arcade racer. But it's like the more realistic sim, like a Gran Turismo, that I'm not
Dude,
a fan of.
If you want the tech demo, dude, don't forget about Lego Builder's Journey.
Ooh, let's take a look at
If you
that.
didn't see this,
I didn't.
It's
just
funny because the
Monument
Lego
Valley,
games
the
are
phone
actually
game.
not bad.
They
No,
usually
this is
reviewed
Monument
pretty
Valley,
well.
the phone game, just so they could show off RTX and DLSS.
Dude,
That's
if I can get
literally all this
RTX on Legos, oh man.
Yeah, that's
When,
literally all this
when do I
is.
get to play the VR game where I actually get to step on Legos in real time?
Wow, those Legos look pretty fucking good. I will say
I mean,
that.
they look like good Legos, but like there you go. It's Monument Valley just with RTX Legos.
That's
dude.
pretty sick. Damn, those Legos look really good. Fuck, I didn't know you can make Legos look so good. Okay.
Don't try to fuck the Legos.
Okay. Noted. All right. Yeah, there's a bunch of other games that I don't know if anyone's excited about. I think the biggest ones were discussed. Overall, kind of. I
We
mean,
still
I didn't
have-
really watch E3. I
we
watched the
still have
first day
Nintendo
a little
tomorrow.
bit.
We'll say we still have Nintendo.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but what is Nintendo gonna talk about? They don't do shit. Their
Smash.
conferences suck.
That's the funny thing is they could have an average an average E3, and it'd probably be better than like 95% of what we saw.
I don't know about that. The last showing they had was not in. I think everyone would agree was like a joke. What did they?
Unfortunately, some stuff already got leaked. So,
So what was
the
leaked?
Shin Megami
Spoiler!
Tensei 5
Spoiler!
release date got leaked. I'm not gonna say what the dates are.
No, just
But the
spoil it because I just put a spoiler alert.
Shin Megami Tensei is getting its release date probably because it got leaked from Atlas themselves. Accidentally updated their website too early. Classic.
Accidentally, sure. We're talking about it now. I don't know. If
I mean,
it was
I'm
an
excited
accident.
for it. I'm a Shin Megami Tensei fan, so yeah. I mean, it's gonna be 40 minutes solely on exclusive software. They made sure to say software because people keep saying, "Oh, every week a new Switch Pro is gonna happen." It's the world's running out of copium for these people.
Wasn't there something that just was released about that?
There's been a ton of rumors, and there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, they're going to announce it before E3," and even some like real high-profile people who are known for like their consistency were saying, "Before E3, we're going to hear it." Hi, it's E3. We haven't heard it, so maybe I don't know. Leakers it's a weird thing. And then
Yeah, they're saying at least the
recently, the
Bloomberg
other
article
day-
says September is when it should be released. That's what they're saying.
yeah, and they said tomorrow's E3 presentation will be focused exclusively on software. So they're not announcing it tomorrow. And they usually don't announce hardware at E3. They'll announce it before and then show it off at E3. They've done that in the past. But yeah, and then people are just grasping at straws now. There was a GameStop like thing that said trade in and towards the purchase of a new Nintendo Switch XL, and people were going, "Did GameStop just leak the new Nintendo Switch?" No, it's towards the purchase of a new Nintendo Switch, not an old Nintendo, as in a new product that has been unopened.
Yeah.
You fucking idiots. Where's the copium? Take a hit.
Oh,
God, I love dunking on
Copium's
Nintendo
also in
nerds.
Pioneer, another great-looking Metro Stalker Russian sci-fi shooter that also looks
Crazy.
great. Dude, I'm all for these right now. Dude.
What's it
If
called?
this is the next little trend for a bit, hell yeah. Pioneer.
Let's take a look.
Welcome to Soviet Russia video game.
This looks more like Stalker, but like this actually looks a lot like a Stalker idea remake.
They all look really good. This one looks way darker.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, this is like Chernobyl. These guys are in like hazmats. Yeah, that setting is pretty cool. Mutated fucking Chernobyl humans and shit. Oh yeah, this has this. Oh yeah, and look, it's like multiplayer also. Oh, this looks pretty cool. All right, and then there's Avatar. Lastly, I don't know. You guys excited for Avatar, the game?
No.
I have no interest whatsoever. It wasn't a good movie. It was just Dances with Wolves redone with big budget.
I mean, isn't that every movie?
I just don't care.
Isn't that every
they're,
epic?
They're making 3 new movies, so why not make a video game as well? I guess I have no desire.
Oh yeah, I forgot they're making 3 new movies. Weren't they supposed to be released in like 10 years or something? What was wasn't it like a crazy, or maybe
I
I
have
heard
no
that 10
idea.
years ago. Maybe I heard that 10 years ago. Let's look. Avatar 2, I guess, right? Release date 2022. So next year, the end of next year, we should have Avatar 2. Avatar 3, and 2 years after that. Yeah. Yeah, I must have heard that rumor to like 10 years ago. Okay. Anyways, that's that. I think that's it. I don't think we have time for WWDC. We'll cover that another day. Any other final memes from E3?
I got nothing. We'll cover Nintendo next on Sunday. No, I guess Sunday's Father's Day.
Yeah, we'll
but-
probably do Monday then. Again, Monday at 6. If
Yeah,
you
that's
guys,
fine.
If you guys are available. If not, let me know. But yeah. Okay. They fixed the door in Final Fantasy. Yes, that was the post there. Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.